welcome. First and foremost, welcome. This is I'll Do It Myself. Reason why I called this platform that I'm creating I Do It Myself is because for a long time, ever since I did Everyday Struggle, people was like, yo, when y'all gonna bring it back together? Or when I went to Amazon, I wasn't doing as many shows as I was doing when I was doing an Everyday Struggle. And everybody's like, yo, why don't you go sign with this company? Or why don't you go link back up with Act and do a podcast? Or why don't you do this, that, and the third? And for me, I just kept thinking to myself, like, what am I gonna do, right? So I decided to invest in myself first and foremost and get all the gear, everything I needed, and I do it myself. Now, I'm not only doing this myself, I have a team of people that's working with me. Shouts out to y'all. But we gonna get to it. I'm gonna keep this up. I'm gonna keep going. I think we're gonna do like 4 days a week, right? So I'm trying to come back with like daily commentary, basically the same schedule I was on when I did Everyday Struggle, 4 days a week. Feel me? As many days of the week as I can. You know what I mean? But 4 days a week, definitely. If something comes up like this last Friday that just happened, then we gonna go for the whole weekend. But let's get to it, right? Let's start at this whole Kendrick, let's even throw Cole in, Drake shit that's been going on, right? First and foremost, I don't think anybody expected to hear Future album and hear Kendrick Lamar diss Drake. Now, not far-fetched for Drake, not far-fetched for Kendrick and Future to work together because, Mask Off remix, what's the joint? King's Dead. They've worked together a few times, right? But to hear him diss Drake on there, we was all thrown off about it right now. The whole shit with Drake and Kendrick has been brewing for years. I think like after Good Kid, Mad City and Poetic Justice happened, right? And then what's the other song? Fucking Problems with A$AP Rocky. That's the last. Those are the only two songs we heard of. And you gotta also go back to when Kendrick has a whole song on Take Care, a whole interlude where he's rapping on, right? Then Drake takes him on tour, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but you get my drift. So we got to look at the fact that it happens, but it happens on a Future album. Now, what kind of bugs us out about that is it was others of Drake Future feeling away about Drake doing, the Her Loss album with 21 Savage, right? So the Her Loss album with 21 Savage, I think that was one of the biggest curveballs of Drake's career. Nobody foreseen, Drake doing a whole album with 21. They had a few records together, and I thought that's where it would stop, but they did a whole album, and the album was actually really good. But you kept hearing these others. I think Nori went up to, where was he at? At the Breakfast Club, I believe, and he said that he heard that Future was upset about Drake doing the album with 21. Now people will ask why. Atlanta, everybody in Atlanta stick together. I've been living in Atlanta for almost 3 years now, and that's bullshit. I do not believe that all these motherfuckers stick together. They beef just like everybody else. They just don't let the world into it, right? Now, I don't know any specifics, but I've also heard that there was issues, not between necessarily Future and 21, but like crews and shit, you know what I'm saying? And I could be wrong. Who knows? I'm not speaking this as a fact. I'm just saying off the things I heard, because that's what we're going to talk about. All of this shit is about things that people potentially heard, right? So look, we get like that. And when like that comes, everybody immediately, Drake's on the clock, including myself, you know what I'm saying? Including myself. I felt like, for this to have been something that everybody had been waiting on, all right, bro, we ready for it, you know what I'm saying? Let's get to it. And then Drake took his time. I think it was like 2 weeks later, he came with push-ups, right? And the whole thing with push-ups was like, a play on Kendrick doing the push-ups and shit. He actually be doing like the only people I've ever seen do workouts like that is motherfuckers that just come home from jail. My little man Just came home from jail, and he's doing his training thing, and he's doing those same type of push-ups, right? But besides that, push-ups I felt like was very, very well played. I liked it. I actually tweeted out that I thought it was clever that Drake sampled Was Beef by Biggie on there. You know what I'm saying? I didn't agree with the whole ain't no big three, SZA got you wiped down, Savage got you wiped down. I didn't agree with that because what I felt like is that everybody, once they seen that Kendrick was gonna go at it with Drake, started like to discredit Kendrick. And anybody that knows me, of course I'm a fan of the big three. I've been supporting Drake since comeback season. You know what I'm saying? That was the MySpace days up until now. Even with my reservations of how I feel about him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Things I vocalized on Everyday Struggle with me and Act going back and forth, whatever. But then you got, you know, J. Cole coming out. And J. Cole came out with 7 Minute Drill. Now, when I was at Dreamville this year hosting, it's my 3rd year hosting Dreamville. When I was at Dreamville, my homegirl, Nyla Simone, asked me, what did I think about 7 Minute Drill? And I told her, I said, I think that J. Cole should have kept that to himself. And the reason why I said I felt like he should have kept that to himself is because, now I did agree that he should have said something, but I thought it should have been a little bit more playful because Cole got caught up in the crossfire, right? Like, he got caught up in the crossfire. Kendrick threw a few shots at him, but it wasn't nothing like super direct. We all know who the target was. And when 7 Minute Drill came out, it was a distraction. Then after that, Ross jumped out there, and Ross came out with Champagne Dreams, I think it is. Is it called Champagne Dreams?
Champagne Moments.
Champagne Moments, okay, my fault. Champagne Moments. Came out with Champagne Moments, and while it was good, I'm not gonna sit here and say it was trash. It wasn't trash, but we ain't need to be distracted by that shit. Like, nobody really wanted to hear Rick Ross go at it with Drake when Future just put Future, who, I don't care what nobody says, What a Time to Be Alive is a classic moment. I feel like that album set a precedent for what music sounded like for the past 10 years, from 2015 all the way up to 2024. That now Drake and Future got some issues, and Future's last big record was with Drake, We'll Wait For You, right? And there was others of like little funny shit in there too, but whatever. Let me get back to the timeline. J. Cole goes at Kendrick. I felt like he said a lot of shit that he really didn't mean, not just because he was a friend of Kendrick, but at the same time, come on, bro. We're not going to sit here and act like To Pimp a Butterfly is not a great album. I don't care what nobody say. We're not going to sit here and act like Kendrick arguably has like one of the best runs in hip hop when it comes to consecutive bodies of work. And I'm going to count even Section 80. Because from Section 80 to Good Kid, Mad City, to Pimp a Butterfly, to Damn, Untitled, you know what I mean? I feel like it was a lot of throwaways. Mr. Morale is my least favorite of any Kendrick's projects he's ever done. Throw the Black Panther project, the Black Panther soundtrack in there too, because that was basically a TDE compilation. Kendrick was on a hell of a run, and it's very arguable that he has one of the best, like, because that's another thing we want to talk about on here. We want to talk about like 3-run albums, because a lot of people talk about people's whole careers. Talk about them first 3. But anyway, Kendrick apologized. And when he apologized, he got scrutinized for the shit. You know what I'm saying?
J. Cole.
Huh?
J. Cole apologized.
J. Cole, my fault. J. Cole apologized. My fault, y'all. I'm just excited. This is my first time doing my show. I'm eager to get this shit out of my mind because I've been thirst, you feel me? But J. Cole apologizes at Dreamville. Me personally, I'm gonna tell y'all what my fantasy draft would have been in that night. I've never seen a Dreamville chain in my life. I felt like Cole should have got all the Dreamville chains, bro, all his homies on the stage, gave them their Dreamville chains, and it said like a playful, like 12-bar rhyme, alluding little shit to Kendrick, but not really, if he was going to keep it in that realm. If he was going to keep it safe, he could have said something, dropped one of his biggest records, and then went from there, and I felt like he still would have been out of the way. But now, J. Cole is out of the way, right? So now we're waiting on Drake. Drake drops Push-Ups, like I said before. Push-Ups comes out, and I think Push-Ups is a very, very strong record. It's a lot of shit that Drake is pointing at in Push-Ups, and not only at Kendrick, but from everybody. I don't think we ever anticipated Drake going at it with some of the people that he's made some of his best music with. Regardless to all the shit he said to Rick Ross and Rick Ross has said to him, they got some of the greatest records they've ever made together, right? Future goes without saying. Shit, Metro Boomin, you feel me? Like, he's going at all of them. Then, for some, I don't even know how, A$AP Rocky gets thrown in here when he's on the deluxe. Well, not the deluxe, it's We Still Don't Trust You, right? We Still Don't Trust You comes out, and J. Cole is on that shit. So it's like kind of funny, because I wonder what that conversation with Cole, between Cole and Drake was like. But aside from that, J. Cole's on there, A$AP Rocky is on the record, and he kind of throws subs at Drake saying he hit it first, which this is my whole point, what I'm gonna get to towards the end of the show, about the messiness, you feel me? Because I feel like the messiness is just taking over the skill sets, the bars that might not be true but could have been like a little bit more sharper, whatever. And now we waiting for You know what I'm saying? Drake, again, we worried about what the hell's going on with Drake. And for me, I feel like, yo, the raw shit is a distraction. The Rocky shit is a distraction. When we gonna get to it, right? So then we come with Taylor Made, right? Taylor Made comes out, and then everybody's in a uproar because it's like, oh, Tupac, this sacred name. Like, bro, Tupac was an artist like every other artist, and nobody is above critique, not even me. So y'all can say whatever y'all want to say in the comments. You feel me? But Drake uses Tupac AI and Snoop AI to poke fun at the fact that Kendrick still hadn't responded. You know what I'm saying? And it was so many people that's mad because they take Tupac very near and dear. The brother Ebro, he had a take about how Drake is antagonizing Kendrick using Pac, and Pac died for some real street shit. It wasn't even nothing about that. Like, come on. Pac did not die because of no diss records. Pac died from Baby Lane, or I think his name was Orlando something, but he, you know, it was some street shit that popped off that had nothing to do with the music. You feel me? Biggie died also as a product of all types of rumors and conspiracy theories or whatever. He shouldn't have been in LA. Let's just call a spade a spade. Biggie had no business going to a LA within 6 months of Tupac dying, right? But anyway, I thought it was funny and I thought it was playful because while I do love To Pimp a Butterfly, Kendrick has a whole track where he's like, you know, I remember you was convicted, misusing your influence throughout the whole album. And at the end of the album, he has a interview where he's talking to Tupac, right? Now, we all know Kendrick Lamar ain't talked to no motherfucking Tupac. He was born in 1987. Tupac died in 1996. I don't think he may have not even saw Tupac with his own eyes. You feel me? In that time. But anyway, he does that, and everybody's in the uproar. Oh, this Canadian nigga. For me, I'm being objective in it. I love Kendrick Lamar. Like I said, I've been a big supporter of Kendrick Lamar. I actually hosted Ab-Soul's first sold out show at SOB's, where he brought Kendrick Lamar out at that show back in, I think it was 2012. That was the only time I met Kendrick, but that's besides the point. But I love Kendrick Lamar as an artist. Me and Act used to go back and forth about that as well. Now, when this happens, again, everybody's in an uproar. Now, you know, he done brung out the Tupac ring. He's talking shit. He's joking on it, right? You get the Twitter, and then I feel like the biggest problem with this whole beef is that everybody has a voice, including myself. I mean, I like my voice, you feel me? I like to hear myself talk, but including myself, you feel me? Like, you get commentary from all these different people, and we not getting a chance to really just enjoy the battle. And the thing is that nobody's being objective. You got this side versus that side. For me, I'm like, yo, let the best shit talker win. You know what I'm saying? Let the best shit talker win. Then we get to motherfucking Euphoria. I've been playing it like every day since it dropped because it's a good record. Like, it's a good diss record. It's aggressive. I like the fact that Kendrick, you know, starts out off of the Teddy Pendergrass, You My Latest, My Greatest Inspiration. I love that. I love how he switched the beat. I love that, like, you know, Chubbs, everybody knows that Chubbs is Drake's enforcer. He threw a shot at Chubbs. Like, it was becoming fun because Chubbs had threw a shot at him. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I love that. I love that. But anyway, the bars is here. You know what I mean? The bars is fucking here. And we in it. And once this shit drops, because I've been keeping the same energy for everybody. Then yesterday, which was Friday, today is Saturday. Yesterday, which was Friday, May 3rd, right? May 3rd. I'm about to get on a plane, and I go on a gram yesterday morning, and 6:16 in LA drops. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? I felt like it was cool. When I heard it, I'm like, all right, cool. But then he's talking about Drake bullying Ant, who people don't know who Ant is. Anthony Saleh, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ant. Did business with Ant before. He's a good brother. You feel me? But Ant manages Nas. He manages Future. I don't know if he still manages Future, but he manages Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? And I believe he has Baby Keem. Ant is a powerhouse in music. You know what I mean? Very real respected. But he's saying he can't, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's talking about when you bother good people and all this other shit. And I'm like, it's cool, but now we having like this, I wouldn't say not a TED talk, but like, I ain't want to hear this nigga kick knowledge, essentially. I want to hear bars and disrespect in the way that I feel like it should be contextualized. When I'm talking about the disrespect, because there's a lot of disrespect in this, and we're going to get to that. when we talking about the disrespect, I'm talking more so about the wordplay, like how Euphoria was, you know what I'm saying? Like if you threaten me, I'm coming at you like this or that, or think about the BT cypher verse that he had, you know what I'm saying? Think about Control, I'm thinking in that realm. Then last night, Drake drops Family Matters, right? Drops Family Matters, which I think the very first part of Family Matters, we got a preview of that at the end of Push-Ups, right? Beat is hard. First verse is like, like literally, like he's playing. You know what I'm saying? He's saying little shit, but you like, come on, bro. Like we ain't waiting for this. Like we want to hit and then you get to the second verse that's on like that drill beat where he goes at everybody, goes at Rocky, goes at Ross. Has some very, very, very choice bars for Ross that I think was hard. Goes at Kendrick. Then the third verse is all dedicated to Kendrick. Now, I tweeted last night and I said, I was like, yo, I was like, the Drake shit hard, but I wish he would have kept it like straight to Kendrick. And then you get the uproar of people. Oh, yo, why you complaining? Nigga, you don't know your hip hop takes his trap, all that. Cool, that's fine. But I wanted, like, bro, the target is right there. Let's stay on target. Let's stay on topic. Get at this nigga, because he getting directly at you. You feel me? Now, yes, Kendrick did say y'all OVO niggas, and he threw a shot at Chubbs and a few other people, but he going straight at you. Also, let's not forget the shit what he said about Weeknd when he's like, this nigga said, right? That shit had me dying.
He also mentioned the reason why he's mentioning more people, he's still trying to make sure people realize that it's a 20v1.
A 20v1, yeah.
He's trying to make sure people realize that.
Facts, the 20v1, right? The 20v1 concept, which, of course, you got to throw Weeknd in there, because Weeknd, he did try to serenade some ball. Like, bro, y'all could have kept that shit to yourself. That's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, bro, keep that shit to yourself. Like, Weeknd, bro, I'm just keeping it 1,000. Niggas want to hear you sing. Niggas don't want to hear you sing no shit about talking with niggas. Weeknd sang that nigga shooters is making TikToks. Come on, bro. You're singing that. Like, don't nobody want to hear that. And let's hypothetically say that Weeknd is the toughest nigga on the planet, which I doubt. Let's say that he was. Don't nobody want to hear you singing that shit. It's different when it's a Chris Brown. Well, Chris Brown is one of the greatest R&B singers ever, but he's been aggressive in his whole fucking career, right? With the Quavo shit, which is another story. But let's get back to motherfucking Family Matters. I think Family Matters is well played. I like the whole video where, you know, Drake takes the like a caravan and crushes the shit and symbolizing like crushing Kendrick's career or whatever. Also, let me add that with the whole 616 shit, I was so annoyed with that shit. I'm cool off the fucking Jordan Peele deep dive, look for the Easter egg of why the song is called that song. Motherfucker said OJ's trial, the idea of OJ potentially, I gotta say unalive, right? Unaliving a white woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was corny to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was corny to me. As much as Kendrick makes me think, I want Kendrick to make me think when he's making the album. When he's making a fucking diss record, I want him to get straight to the fucking point, get direct, which a lot of bars are very direct, but at the same time, it's like, the energy was up here for Euphoria, and I felt like the energy should have stayed there. Even the beat selection of 616 in LA went from here to like here. I don't care how much you break the shit down, cut it apart, put it back together. Overall, is it cool? Yeah, it's cool. I don't think it's trash, but it's like, bro, I'm not looking for that. Right after, you know, like I said, like right after Family Matters is over, shit, I'm on the phone and I see, what's that? What's the name of that shit?
Meet the Grams.
Meet the Grams. Meet the Grams drops, right? And I listen to Meet the Grams. And again, like that, energy here. Without Kendrick, if Kendrick was still on like that, and he didn't say nothing about Drake, it's still a great record, right? Like that, energy here. Euphoria, energy even over that. 616 in LA, energy here. Meet the Grams, energy here. And I mean, I don't care if people agree with me or not. Like I said, I ain't on nobody payroll. I got my own opinion. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I felt like Meet the Grams was like, what? Like, like what, bro? Because now we at the point, and this is another thing that I said that I'm getting a lot of flack for. I said that, you know, when I said, bro, like I want to hear I want to hear the disrespect when it comes to the bars of, you know, who's the better rapper, like why a nigga can't fuck with you, that type shit. I don't want to hear all of this, like no disrespect to these niggas kids, but I don't give a fuck about these niggas kids. Like I don't mean it in you know what I mean, in that way, but y'all feel what I'm saying?
You said respectfully.
You know what I'm saying? No, real shit. I don't want to hear that shit, bro. Like I don't care about none of that. I don't care how much, cause that's the thing. Even with Drake, alluding that Dave Free, who's another, you know, good brother, cool and all that, works with Kendrick, that he could potentially be one of Kendrick's kids' fathers because his baby moms ain't fuck with. I don't believe none of that. Same way I don't believe that Drake is hiding another kid. Here we go, people think I'm glazing. I ain't glazing shit. I just think that, look, if a nigga got caught out there hiding a kid, like Pusha T said, right? Hiding a kid. If he got caught out there for hiding a kid, why the fuck would he let that shit happen again when he knew how detrimental it was to him? You get what I'm saying, Jay?
Especially in the middle of a beef.
Yeah, like
knowing that he's hiding a kid would be crazy, knowing how it ended last time.
Exactly. With that being said, people saying, well, the kid is 11 years old. Bro, are you y'all niggas will believe that? Like, this is what I'm saying. When Nas said, because people start bringing up Ether and all, when Nas said in 88, he said the whole, you 36 in a karate class, you Tabo ho. Nobody knew if Jay was in a fucking Tabo class. We did see footage of Jay boxing before, but nobody knew if he was in a Tabo class or nothing. The shit sounded funny. It was entertaining. Meet the Grams to me was not entertaining at all. So I'm going to say what I call this battle overall, right? And I'm not going, like, I'm just going from record to record, from record to record, to record to record, and how it overall goes. I'm going to call this shit a draw. What you think, Jay?
A draw?
It's a draw.
You know the people don't want a draw, man. How do we resolve it?
It's a draw. So the reason why I feel like it's a draw is because Kendrick came out the gate aggressive, which he should have. We're like that. Drake came back with push-ups, and that was another thing. Everybody, oh, is it AI? Is it AI because he didn't claim it? It's not on DSPs. Listen, when I was coming up, I'm an old nigga. Y'all can call me what y'all want. But when I was coming up, we had to go get the Clue tape to hear the diss record. DJ K Slade to get the diss record. Pete Cutter, Street Wars to get the diss record. Then when it got to YouTube, we just was going on YouTube to see, or Smack DVDs when niggas was going back and forth, or the Come Up DVD, you know what I'm saying? Like we was on DVD, Sub-Zero, you know what I'm saying? All of that, Doggy Diamonds, all of these DVDs when niggas was going back and forth, Max B saying something about Jim. When did we ever give a fuck about what something sold in order to legitimize it in a beef? Now, yes, 50's not the first person to count sales, because Jay said, I sold with your first album sold in my first week. You feel me? So, yes, there's always been a conversation of a nigga being above the next one, right? But at the same time, I don't care if the shit, that was a big problem with the Push-Ups record. Besides that, Like That, Push-Ups, Tailor Made, Euphoria, 616 in LA, right? Family Matters, Meet the Grams. I gotta call it a draw. Reason why I'm
where do
calling
we go
it a
from
draw.
here though?
Huh?
Where do we go from here though?
Bro, they just gotta, again, as much as I love Kendrick, and people gonna say, oh, well, he said don't mention my family. All right, cool. The nigga said don't mention your family, cool. I thought it was gonna be like just strong, aggressive bars where everybody's gonna be like, yo, but he was picking him apart. He first made the first verses to Drake's son, and then the second verses to his mom, or his dad, and then to his mom. Bro, come on, bro. Like I said, Euphoria to me is the best. Like Euphoria and Family Matters is the peak of the shit. Those two records is the peak of this whole shit. But the efforts after that, like the two efforts after that is like 616 in LA, cool. Fucking Meet the Grams, I wasn't entertained. And that's the thing. Euphoria is fucking heavily entertaining. It's a great record. And I'm also not the person that's talking none of that shit about, oh, it got a bump in the club. I don't go to the fucking club, so I could care less what bumps in the club. I just want something that's tolerable. Meet the Grams is like, it just took the air out the room. And it's like, did it get dark? Yeah. I didn't never think, now look, people say blame Pusha T, whatever. I didn't think that we'd get into the time of spilling tea for diss records in the way it's going, because technically tea has always been spilled, right? But I'm talking about like for a Kendrick Lamar to like, I guess if a nigga stupid to a level, or you feel a nigga stupid to a level because you mentioned your wife, which nobody knows if any of this shit is true, right? I feel like if Drake absolutely doesn't have an 11-year-old daughter hiding somewhere, then that whole shit makes it null and void. What you think?
Well, what I was gonna ask you at the end, before we wrap it up, is does it make a difference if Drake pop up with I wasn't hiding the world from her, I was hiding like if the daughter is legitimized, does that change how you feel about Meet the Grams?
It does, but I still feel like it's a lackluster. I think it's still a lackluster record. You feel me? Like I still feel like it's a lackluster record. If Drake has a kid, which I doubt, I strongly doubt. I don't know Drake. I don't know Kendrick Lamar. But if he has a kid, I'd be like, oh shit, so he actually did have a kid. Cool. Like, does that change the perception of the record for me? Nah, the record is not good to me. Meet the Grams isn't good to me. Like, that ain't it. That ain't it. And with that being said, y'all, that's our first episode of I Do It Myself. I will be here all week. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you follow on all of my other pages, because we got a lot of stuff that we bringing towards y'all. I'm going to get myself more prevalent in the media space again. So make sure y'all rock with me. The ones that do, I appreciate y'all. And the ones that don't, you eventually will. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.